Now, my last con to having your Etsy page is that people must remember your name. Well, not your personal name, but your Etsy shop name. When was the last time you asked somebody, where did you purchase that? And they tell you, girl, I got that from Aroma and Roses Candle on Etsy. You should go visit that. Nobody says that. Everybody says, oh, I got it from Etsy. Even other YouTubers, if you ask them, if they put it on the video, they will say, I got it from Etsy. I will link down below the name of the shop where I got it from, if they're still open. Like, if that doesn't tell you a lot, I don't know what does. Hola mi gente bella y bienvenidos a mi canal. My name is Sandra if this is your first time here, and welcome to my channel. In this channel, I'll be speaking and you'll be learning about everything high-end or luxury candle making business. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. As you can tell by the title of this video, you'll be learning about Etsy versus your own website, which platform to use for your luxury candle making business. So I'm going to start off with the Etsy pros, then the cons, then your website pros, then your website cons, in order for us to flow into the pros and cons separately. So the first pro to having your own Etsy shop is that it is a marketplace. And a marketplace meaning that it already has a built-in audience. So when there is already people shopping in a location, you don't have to call them to come to you because they're already there, and you don't have to do much to get an actual customer to your shop. Number dos. It's very easy to set up your Etsy shop. You don't have to do any coding. You don't have to do too much website building. All you have to do is update your banner with your brand and your logo and your business name, your About Me page or your bio. If you have a short video about your process, you could add that to your Etsy shop, your descriptions, and your policies, as in your shipping policies and your policies based on whatever it is that you sell, other than your candles in your store. So you don't have to do too much website building because it is a very easy site to use. Also, number three, your layout is very simple to navigate through. You don't have to make sure that your pictures are certain dimensions, or where their pictures are going, or where your listing are supposed to be, or where anything is supposed to be, because the layout is specifically set in place for you to use, and you don't really have to do too much to your site. There is minimal customization, so you don't have to worry about the colors, the font, the places where you're going to put anything, because everything is just laid out for you, as I said before. Also, with this layout, you could also add one of your pictures, because they give you 10 pictures for you to put on your site, and make sure that you use all the slots available for the pictures, but you could use one of the last pictures to promote your email list, so that people that are coming to your shop can actually go into that last picture slot, and they'll have the opportunity to get into your email list by going into your account and actually typing in their website. So that's a good thing too. Now, number 4 pro for having an Etsy shop. Etsy is free to use. So you don't have to pay a monthly fee to use the Etsy platform. Etsy is completely free. However, they do have a paid version that you pay $10 a month to get more benefits out of having the Etsy shop platform. And they also have the opportunity for you to purchase your own domain through Etsy, and there they'll give you a 50% off of your domain if you want to make your actual shop a website itself. But if you don't, then you don't have to worry about this. They also have the opportunity for you to pick a .store account through them, and this is where you'll have an actual store through Etsy. It's not the same layout as the original Etsy shops where everybody has that. It is a little bit different. You could customize it a bit to make it your own, and you have the opportunity to. Now, number 5 is business analytics. Etsy has a built-in business analytical tool where you could find out who favored your items, who came through your shop, where did they come from, and they will have that all on your page, on your home page, analytical page actually, and you'll see all your metrics there. Another pro to Etsy, and this will be number 6, another pro through Etsy is that if you offer free shipping, and they will kind of bump up your listing to, you know, the algorithm a little bit up there for other people that are shopping on their site to see. So offering free shipping for your items is also good. Now, the only drawback to this is if you should kind of always put shipping prices in your listing price so that you won't be losing out on money, because if your listing is $10, your product is $10, and you have to ship that item across, you're in the East Coast and you're gonna ship it to the West Coast, it's probably like $10 to ship. And if your item is already $10, then you're losing $10 because you're not making anything. So you might want to add the shipping price to your product so that you won't be losing on shipping and still be able to label it as free shipping. Number 7, and this is my number 7 pro tip for having an Etsy shop. They have a built-in promotional tool to go ahead and promote your Etsy shop through Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. So whenever you list an item, you can actually go to the next page and it will give you the option to upload that listing to either Pinterest, Instagram, or Facebook right from the Etsy shop page. So you won't have to do anything extra other than when you do set up your Etsy account, you'll have to plug in or connect your other social media accounts to Etsy in order for you to be able to do that. If you don't do that, you can also highlight and do a screenshot of your product and just paste it to your social media account like that too, if you have not connected your social media accounts to your Etsy shop. Now, number 8, my 8 pro tip to having an Etsy shop. You can run ads on Etsy for attracting customers to your shop. You could also put things on sale to attract other customers, and you can also offer coupon codes for your Etsy shop. So your Etsy shop can be a sale funnel for your actual products. So just make sure that you highlight the ones that have sales on them, and I think it does that automatically when you offer a sales item for your shop. And if you have people who have already came through your shop and they favored that particular item that is on sale, then they'll get a notification if they have the notification turned on, and they'll be able to shop your store if they favor that same item that you put on sale. My last pro tip for having your Etsy shop is that you do get support from Etsy. If you have any issues or concern, you do have support that they will assist you. You just email them. I believe they also have a phone number that you could call and they will assist you. Now, the cons to having your Etsy shop. Because, the cons to having your Etsy shop. Because Etsy is a marketplace, then you should know that there will be competition. And there will be a lot of competition because candle selling is one of the highest searched items on Etsy. And if you are selling candles that look similar to someone else's, then your competition is going to be even higher. So in that regard, you must be extremely creative and innovative to come up with ideas in order for you to stand out. A good thing that you can do is get mock-ups for your Etsy listings so that you could stand out. However, of course there has to be a however, you have to purchase those mock-ups from another website, because if you purchase it from Etsy, guess what? Another Etsy shop that sells candles, 9 times out of 10, if not 10, will already have that mock-up in their store, meaning that theirs will look exactly like yours. So purchase your mock-ups from another online store, and another online store that is very good to use is creativemarket.com. They have a lot of very pretty and nice templates and also mock-ups that you could use for your candle making business. Now, number two con is, although Etsy is very easy to set up, everybody's store looks exactly the same. Everybody's store looks exactly the same. If you have not included mock-ups in your store or lifestyle pictures, everybody's store looks exactly the same. So it'll have the banner, it'll have the name, it'll have the listings, it'll have 10 pictures and the descriptions, and then that's it. So if you want to stand out, you'll probably have to be innovative. You're probably gonna have to be very creative in order for you to stand out, because everybody's shop looks exactly the same, because Etsy is a marketplace, and a marketplace doesn't necessarily have very different setups, because Etsy is advertising Etsy and it's not advertising your shop. Now, I know I added that you could also include one of your pictures, and this will be number 3, as your email list building picture. However, it is not a clickable link in which people could just click and then go into your email pop-up link, and they put their emails and their names so they could receive information about your shop. And that was kind of a hassle because not many people read and not many people follow instructions, and also that's kind of like a hassle because they actually have to go out of the Etsy shop to go into another web page to log into their emails to actually get into your email list. So it's kind of like a hassle if you're trying to build an email list through Etsy. Okay. Con número 4, and is that everybody's listings is on your page. Etsy is promoting Etsy and it's not promoting your shop. It is promoting everything and everybody on your page. So you might have your items listed and your pictures and all that good stuff, but then around here you'll have other listings, either similar or kind of similar to whatever that customer was already searching for around your listings, around your page. So they might click out of your page and they might not even buy from your shop. So Etsy is going to advertise Etsy, and the more that customer stays on Etsy, purchasing from Etsy, the better for Etsy's pocket. So they're not going to necessarily advertise your shop on your shop, if that makes any sense. Con number 5. Although Etsy is free to use, you have to pay 20 cents per listings. So if you have 6 products in your Etsy shop, you'll pay $1.20 total because you have to pay 20 cents for each listing. And aside from that, you also have to pay a 5% transaction fee. You also have to pay a 3% plus 25 cents credit card transaction fee. So whenever you have someone who buys from you, even if they use PayPal, they will still have to pay, well, you will have to pay the 3% plus the 25 cents transaction credit card fee because they're still using the Etsy platform website in order to process that transaction. So if your listing is $10, you already know that out of that listing price or that product price, you'll be paying a 5% fee plus the credit card transaction fee, which is 3% plus the 25 cents. Now, another fee that you might be liable for is if you are running ads and from that ad, someone purchases one of your items. So from that, you'll be paying 15% out of your payment, which is the product that the person bought, plus the 5%, plus the 3%, plus the 25 cents. So you'll be paying all those fees just based on that one product because that person purchased from your ad. You can opt out of having ads, running ads actually, but you'll be missing out on getting more traffic into your Etsy shop. So you make the judge and you'll be the judge of that, of the benefit or the con or the pros to not running or running ads in your Etsy shop. Now, my con number 6 for having Etsy as your main store for your candle making business is, although they have business analytics in Etsy, your business analytic is very limited and it's very basic. You'll probably have to get something else, such as an app that ties in with Etsy in order for you to see a better analytical tool, such as if you're running ads, you could go through your Facebook ads or Google ads if you are running Google ads, and you'll have a better analytical tool if you want to see more of who is coming through your shop, who is purchasing who likes who, what time of day and stuff like that through another site, because the Etsy analytical tools is very simple. Number 7, their .store website account, which is nice. I'm not even gonna lie, it is nice. It is a very nice, clean look. Still advertises Etsy, so you still don't own your own website, even if you use their store platform. So that's another con for me, or for you to take into consideration. Number 8. No, that was number 9. Yeah, number 8. Number 8 con for having an Etsy shop. Your Etsy shop could be shut down at any given time for any given reason. Like one day Etsy wakes up and be like, you know what, I don't like this store. Click, shut down. Why? Who knows? Why do I know? Because it happened to me. I was brand new to Etsy. I heard so much good stuff about Etsy. So I'm like, you know what? Let me start an Etsy shop. So I started an Etsy shop and I was selling t-shirts. And I was probably open for like maybe 3 days and my Etsy shop just closed. I had no reason why. I don't think I violated any Etsy store policies, because when I contacted them, it was a Thursday. When I contacted them, they couldn't give me the reason why my shop was closed. Like, it was just open 3 days ago. So I didn't even have any sales. So I probably had maybe 4 or 5 items already uploaded into my Etsy shop. So I didn't have that much stuff there. So I have no idea why my store was closed, and neither does them. And they couldn't do anything. I had to wait out the entire weekend until the following Monday for them to actually reactivate my account. So they didn't give me no reason. They didn't tell me it was because of XYZ. They didn't tell me anything. They just shut it down. So I was lost out of that weekend. And it was a very discouraging and first impression type of thing that my shop was completely closed for no reason. So yes, so I have first-hand experience on Etsy closing my shop when it was even a week old for no particular reason, no sales, no negative reviews, no nothing. And that is another thing. Etsy can close down your store if you have so much negative reviews, so much chargeback on your shop, well, in your shop. So Etsy does have that privilege to close it down if you do have a lot of negative remarks and a lot of negative reviews, and they just don't want to deal with you anymore. And then they're like, you know what, you're just a number in our website, so just click off and that's it. They might give you a heads up, they might not give you a heads up. You might be able to fight it. They might tell you, nope, you're still closed, but who knows? So yeah, Etsy could do that. Another con to Etsy, if you're not generating sales through Etsy, your Etsy shop would not be on one of the top pages in their search algorithm. So even though they're supposed to be favoring handmade items for handmade creators, your shop might not be one of their favorites. So you might have to also, again, bring more people back to your shop based on Facebook ads and through social media, which is not a bad thing, but it is a con. If you're in a marketplace where you're supposed to have a lot of shoppers go through your store and they're not purchasing anything because your store is all the way at the bottom of their search page. And it also has to do with, SEO and your metadata stuff. But aside from that, your page, your listing, and your products are all the way down at the end of the pages of Etsy. And you take that into consideration as well. Now, my last con to having your Etsy page is that people must remember your name. Well, not your personal name, but your Etsy shop name. When was the last time you asked somebody, where did you purchase that? And they tell you, girl, I got that from Aroma and Roses Candle on Etsy. You should go visit that. Nobody says that. Everybody says, oh, I got it from Etsy. Even other YouTubers, if you ask them, if they put it on the video, they will say, I got it from Etsy. I will link down below the name of the shop where I got it from, if they're still open. Like, if that doesn't tell you a lot, I don't know what does. I want to be remembered. I don't want to be called the Etsy shop, one of the Etsy shops that sells candles on Etsy. I want to be known as aromaandrosescandle.com, not Etsy.com. So that is another option for you to choose from. And those were my pros and cons to having Etsy. Although my cons might have been a little bit harsh, I can honestly say that I do have I've been to Etsy and I do enjoy purchasing stuff from Etsy, but I don't think that I will be opening an Etsy shop because of my experience with Etsy. My experience might be different from yours, but for me, and I've seen a lot of people have success in Etsy, was not a very favorable one. So therefore, I will not be opening another Etsy shop. So you could take that and choose as you will, but I did it, I done it, and I can honestly give you my opinion on having an Etsy shop. So it is a very good tool to have because they do have an option of having already traffic built in and you don't have to do too much to it, but I already gave you the cons to that. So now we're moving right along to having your own website and having your own website pros, and then we'll move to the cons. Now, the pros to having your own website is that you have no direct competition. There is other people selling candles, obviously, but they're not on your website selling their candles with your candles right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. No, it's only your product on your page. You customize it as you want. Now, number 2 pro of having your website is that once someone comes to your shop or your website, they get that pop-up notification to join your email list. You could entice them by having a free product or free shipping or whatever you want to advertise for your free pop-up, and then they put in their name and their email address, and then bam, you could retarget that person as many times as you want, just as long as they don't unsubscribe from your newsletter or your email list. So you could also generate Facebook lookalike audiences based on that particular email, but you have to generate at least 100 emails in order for you to be able to do the retargeting based on emails. But if you have emails, you could always go back and retarget that person to come make a purchase. You could also retarget that person if they left something in their cart. You could create an abandoned cart email to have them come back to your site to finish off that transaction. So having your own website and having that possibility of collecting emails with just one click is very, very, very good. Now, the third pro to having your own website is that you get to customize it however you want. If you do have you are very savvy and you like to, change things up, and you are very good at creating websites, not even creating websites, but just plugging and playing with an actual template, then this option is good for you too. You don't have to do too much, but you do have to have some type of knowledge and with the website situation in order for you to be able to use templates, which is not hard at all, but you need a little bit of knowledge. They do have assistants for you to be able to call or email, and they'll be able to assist you in making sure that you understand how to use that platform. And the templates are very easy to use. They're very pretty. They do have very nice templates, and whichever website platform you choose to use. I know Squarespace has very, very pretty templates for website building. So I do recommend using either Shopify. Actually, I recommend Shopify over Squarespace, but you could use either or. And having your own website, which is my pro tip for having your own website, is that you could have as many product photos as you want. You are not limited to just having 10 like in Etsy. You could have 20, 25, 30, as many as you want, and so that your customers will have a variety of pictures and product pictures for them to see, for them to look at, for them to enjoy. Don't overwhelm them with too many pictures, but do you have the option of putting more than 10. You can also upsell your customers by creating add-ons, and this is an additional application that you could add to your website, where if they bought, let's say for example, they bought a candle and you want them to also purchase the matches or a wick trimmer or a wick snuffer or anything else that you have in your shop other than candles, then you can do an upsell. So another pop-up will probably pop up, and once they put that item in their cart, it'll say, by the way, this will go great with your item, and that'll be something else. Or you could also have frequently brought together items, and you just the website, or not the website, but the app itself would pick 3 items that goes well with those items that they picked already in their cart, and then it'll say, oh, by the way, you could purchase 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, and this could go great with your candle. Another thing that you can also do is an exit pop-up. So for example, if that individual or that customer did not shop from you, you could always entice them again by giving them another different offer on their way out, and it will create a sense of urgency and curiosity if that pop-up is kind of like a little bit vague, and then they'll be forced to read it, and then they're like, oh, okay, maybe I should purchase whatever it is that pop-up is offering. So you could do an exit pop-up as well. And it'll be another way you could create an email list, because that person will probably give you their email based on that pop-up. My 5th pro to having your own website is that you don't have to pay a listing fee, a processing fee, and then a 0.25 here, a 0.20 here, 20 cents there, or anything like that. All you have to pay is your actual website monthly fee. Some websites don't even have a monthly fee, and it is completely free to use. And I believe it's Wix or Big Cartel, I can't remember. One of those two will give you up to 5 listings for free, and then you don't have to pay for any of those 5 listings. So the website is completely for free. So if you want to add more listings or more products to your website, then you go upgrade to the pro version, which is still way cheaper than having the Etsy shop that you have to pay a whole bunch of fees. But I don't want to dissuade you going to start an Etsy shop. I'm sorry if I'm doing that, but having your own website, you don't have to pay those fees. The only fee that you do have to pay for will be the credit card transaction fee, which is, depending on the website that you choose, will be probably 3%. And some of them go as high as 5%, depending on the plan that you use. But you have to pay for the transaction fee, because even brick and mortar stores pay a transaction fee per credit card. That's why it's always cheaper to just purchase things through cash. You advertise when you want or not at all. If you don't want to advertise, if you are advertising, you'll have your customers come directly through your website and not through a marketplace. Number 6, you have great analytical tools with your own websites. It will tell you exactly the region, the state, the gender, the age group. You'll have also what item was looked at the most, and you will be able to see all your analytical tools on your website, and it is very detailed, and you will be able to fix certain things, change certain things based on your analytical tools. And I encourage you to make sure that you are paying attention to your analytics, so that you could make sure that you are paying attention to what other people are looking at while they're coming through your store. 7. You purchase your own domain, therefore you are the boss. You will be able to advertise your page, and you won't have to tell someone it is marketplace. You will just give them your website, and that is your own web store. And it's like having a brick and mortar store, like having a store outside of your house, and that's your store, and that is your location. So you don't have to go through an actual marketplace to have your people come find you. And then my last pro for having your own website is that you can close it, open it, leave it however you want, whenever you want. Although you can also do that with Etsy, you can close your shop, because I've done that. I'm not talking about you closing it because you're going on vacation. I mean, you closing it because you just don't want to deal with the site anymore. No one else is going to close it for you, or you don't want to sell anymore, so you don't want to deal with someone else just shutting you down without you even knowing. You have that opportunity to do it yourself. You are in control. You can also have the possibility of actually selling your website to someone else who wants to take over your account. So you have that possibility too if you have your own website. So those are my pros for having your own website. Now we'll be moving to the cons, the negatives, the ones that people like to know. Because the pros might be good, but if the cons outweighs the good, then sometimes you might have to just take it and run. So my first con for having your own website is that because there isn't any competition, which is an A+, you have to drive your own traffic to your own website, meaning that you will have to have an active social media account in order for you to have some type of foot traffic to your website. So it is a very good idea to start your social media early, way before you start your own website, so that you can create some type of hype for your store on launch day. And then when you do have a launch, you post it on your social media so that you'll have some of those people, because not all of them are going to go through, but some of them are going to be curious enough to follow you and go over to your website and see what you have in your store. And also another con to having your own website is that you'll have to run ads. And then running ads is not cheap. Running ads does cost money, obviously. And running ads at the beginning will be costly because nobody knows about your store, nobody knows about your brand, and nobody knows about your products. So in order for you to create tractions, you will have to spend some cash. But owning your own website is that, is that route that you probably will have to take if you want to have your own website. So nobody said that owning your own business was going to be cheap. Okay, if somebody told you that, you need to go ahead and be like, look bro, why you lying? Because owning your own website is not cheap. Let me tell you that again. Owning your own website is not cheap. Or owning your own, not website, owning your own business is not cheap. You gotta earn some cash to make some cash. So in order for you to have traction through your website, you're gonna have to run some ads. And it's not an if, and it's not I should, it is you will run some ads to have some traction to your website. If you already have a following, then that's a different story. But if you don't, you need some ads. You need some. Now, running your own websites, it is the number 2 con to it will be if you don't have people signing up to your email list, then it will be kind of hard to retarget people that are not on the list. So that'll be a con. However, in order to combat that, you'll have to entice them. And enticing them is going to be a little bit difficult, but it can be done. Rome wasn't built in one day, but it was built. So you just have to have patience in order for your email list to grow. But it is a little bit of a hassle when you don't have foot traction for you to grow your email list. So retargeting people that you don't have an email for, it is pretty hard if you don't have your email list set up. So that is a drawback to having your own website, since you don't have that built-in customer marketplace that you'll have people coming in to your shop automatically. Then that is a drawback. You can't retarget someone that you don't really have to begin with. Okay, number 3, designing your website. Designing your website is, although really nice and pretty and easy to use, if you're not experienced or you don't have some type of knowledge of plugging and playing things together, then it can get overwhelming. So you have to have some type of level of website, not building, but following instructions, putting things together, and not getting overwhelmed will be the key to actually having a successful website launch. So if you don't have any website development or anything, some type of background in it, then I suggest you use Fiverr or Upwork in order for you to be able to find someone inexpensively to create that website for you, and then you'll just update it as you go. So that's what I did when I created my Squarespace author account through Squarespace, because that platform, it was kind of hard for me to get through. I don't know. It was amazingly pretty, but it was a little bit of a hassle for me to get through, so I had to hire somebody to do it. And I thought that I had some skills, but I guess my skills is not that upgraded. Through Squarespace anyways. Shopify is pretty simple to use. WordPress.org or WordPress.com is also pretty simple to use. I have not used Wix, but it looks pretty simple. Big Cartel, I have not used it either, but it looks pretty simple as well to use. So I do recommend that if you do not have any expertise in website development or website building, then you hire someone to do it. And you could do it very cheap through Fiverr. And if you want a little bit to increase that price range, then you go to Upwork. Okay, my 4th con to owning your own website is those pop-ups that I mentioned before in my pros. And the exit ones and the upsells and the frequently bought together, those are separate apps, and each of those apps can be costly. Some of them are cheap, like 99 cents or free, but others are, it could range from free all the way over to like $20, maybe $30 or $40 a month. So I highly suggest, if you are going to go that route, to hold off on adding too much at the beginning until you get that traction, and you can make up those costs by the sales that you are generating in your store. Some of them are free. They do have a free trial. However, most of them do have a costly fee. Some of them do have a monthly fee, and that does add up to your website fee on a monthly basis. So be careful not to overuse apps in your store. It can also slow down your store as well, but we'll get to that in another video. So the apps that you use on your site, just be careful which to use, because you don't necessarily need all of them, because they can add up your monthly fee for your website account. Now, my 5th con to having your own website, I think I probably mentioned it before, is that you do have to pay a monthly fee to have your own website. One of them or some of them might be free to use to a certain extent, and they do have limits to how many you could post how many products you could post on their website. But you do have to pay if you want extra features in your website. So it is not cheap. And to own your own website, now this time it does pertain to the cheap in the website. Yeah, it is not cheap to own your own website, but it is beneficial because you own your own web page and you own everything about it. But you do have to pay a monthly fee in order to maintain your website. 6, advertising. I mentioned this on my first one, but I'm going to reiterate this again because advertising is very important to gain traction to your website, but it can get expensive. You could always run $5 ads through Facebook, but you are limited to the amount of impressions that could come through your store if whenever you start your ads, it's usually like the highest bids, because no one is clicking through your store. So if somebody clicks through your ad, then that price increases, but it decreases the more people click through your ad. So the more people click on your ad, the less you have to pay per ad and the less you have to pay per impression, and so your ads will run a lot longer. However, at the beginning, like I said earlier, nobody knows about your brand, nobody knows about your website or your products or anything like that, so you are going to be running ads, and it can get costly if you don't have that much traction going through your ad account. And now my last con to having your own website is that although it is your own domain, it can get shut down. However, it will be user error because you didn't pay for your yearly membership. So maintain your yearly membership, your account won't get closed. Your domain will get closed or shut down. But if you are not interested in selling or not interested in that domain anymore, then you can go ahead and just let it go to, not to waste, but not pay for the yearly subscription, and then. But that would be your choice, not because somebody else made it for you. Is because you actually made that choice to just close the account and just shut down the domain altogether. However, if you do that, you won't be able to open it again if maybe 2 to 3 years from now you want to use that same name again. More than likely, and 9 times out of 10, you won't be able to do that. I mean, you won't be able to do that because either someone already bought that domain from whoever you already purchased that domain from originally, and then they'll probably make you pay some type of exuberant amount of price just to get it back. But it'll be best interest for you to just get a completely different name and just start all over from scratch, which is not that bad and not that good either, but you just didn't maintain that domain name, so that's you reap what you sow. So there you go. Now my last bonus, and I am glad that you are here to the end. And if you found my pros and my cons beneficial, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, and leave a comment down below and let me know which one of the two, either the pros or the pros to the Etsy, or the pros to the website, or the cons to the Etsy, or the cons to the website, swayed your decision either way. And this one is my bonus. So you could have both. You could have both Etsy and you could have your own website all at the same time. However, I highly recommend that you master one and then move to the next, because if you are new to both, you will be in trouble, because then you'll be running ads here, and then you'll be running you'll be wasting money on ads because you really don't know which one is the one that is actually working for you, because you're not sure as in which site that you are much more proficient in and which site that you're selling the most on. Once one of them could be on autopilot and it is working for you, then you could go ahead and start the other. So if you started first on Etsy or any other marketplace, you mastered that one, and then you open up your own website, and then you could link those two. And the way that you do that is through several apps, and there's 4 that actually links up very well with Squarespace and Shopify, and that is Sellbrite, that is Crafty Base, that is Trunk, and what is the last one? Syncer. Those 4 are apps or softwares that could sync up both your inventories from your Etsy shop and your website shop to pose those two into one, so that if you are selling from one, it'll automatically deduct it from the other, so you won't be having one still here, meanwhile you already sold it over here. So that will be a good option to have, but once you master one or the other. Don't try to start both of them at the same time, because it might not be beneficial for you, because if you don't really know how to run one, then you probably won't be able to run two. So master one in order for you to have both. So those are my pros and cons to having an Etsy versus your own website. Let me know in the comment down below, which one are you going to start off with? I started off my candle making business through my own website, and I don't think I would go any other route, because I do enjoy having the flexibility of having my own website, and I do like the possibility of having my own website at my own taste, not having it exactly the same as everybody else's. So if you like this content, if you want me to do something, a different video, you can always comment down below. Let me know. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye, mi gente bella.